everybody, welcome back to Chortle Games. I'm one of your hosts, Jake. Alongside me, Steven, the Stream King, the Far Cry guy. The guy who still hasn't bought any of our merch. So
you don't know that.
I'm just kidding. But hey, we have merch, Steven.
We do.
That's a cool thing. We just started merch. Teespring.com/store/Chortle Games Store. You can get cool merch from us, the Chortle Boys.
Which I will be doing.
Which Steven will be doing. I have a lot of shirts coming for me.
Cool.
And you can have lots of shirts coming for you. This is a great way to support the channel, not only financially, because really you're not paying us that much. It's $15 each shirt, but we only get like $4 of that. So thank you, we appreciate it.
That's cheaper than I thought they'd be too. So
well, I kind of pushed it as low as I could. So while you are supporting us financially, and we do really appreciate that. Even more so, you're supporting us by showing us out while you're around town, hanging out with your buddies. People are gonna be like, "Hey, what's up with that shark with 4 legs?" And you're gonna be like, "Oh, it's from this cool channel called Chortle Games."
Why is that shark eating that guy?
Why is that shark eating that guy? Let me tell you about this time. I was watching this stream, and these two dudes yelled about scary sharks would be. But anyway, yeah. So either way, regardless, we appreciate it. Even if you just buy one shirt, it's awesome. We appreciate it. It's exciting. We do, though, if you do buy a shirt, I do ask that when you get it, you send us a picture, tweet us at Chortle Games. Tweet us your pictures. We want to see you wearing the gear.
Or Discord if you're shy.
You know, Discord, whichever you want to do. We have lots of ways to get in touch with us. But that's not what we're here for. Today is ChortleCast Day. It's ChortleCast time. If you didn't know, this is the podcast we do on the channel every week at 12 o'clock Central Time on Friday. You can be a part of the show. We talk about video games, movies, TV shows, anime, whatever the heck we want to talk about. You can be a part of the show by emailing us at ChortleCast@gmail.com with your topics, questions, news stories you'd like to hear us talk about, etc., etc. You can also hit us up on our Discord. We have a special channel for podcast topic suggestions. So be sure to jump in there on our Discord, which you can get to in the banner of our YouTube channel or in the description of this podcast on iTunes and on YouTube. So thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Steven, thank you for being here. We're doing this a little bit earlier in the day.
It is.
I'm hoping to get to bed sooner tonight because it has been a long, crazy week. But I have gotten to play some fun games. So I'll actually talk about it. That's what we normally do at the top of the show is do a little catch-up.
Right.
Haven't gotten to the last 2 weeks or so because it's been crazy. But I have been playing a little game called Little Dragon Cafe, first off, as I'll talk about. I did a Let's Play on that. I believe that was this Monday, Little Dragon Cafe.
Yeah.
So it's from the creators of Harvest Moon, which I like already. That's a checkbox for me. Loved those games as a kid. And then, it's from those guys, but there's a dragon in the mix. So a big box that's checked for me. So did the Let's Play. I've probably played going on 20 or 30 hours at this point.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's a lot of fun. The story, honestly, probably what you would play this game for is more for the wacky story and the dragon. That's what I would say are the best parts of it. The story is way out there. You see in the Let's Play, we find out that our mom is part dragon, and her dragon blood and her human blood is not syncing, quote unquote, well together. So you have to raise a dragon. I'm fully expecting this dragon to do like some sort of blood transfusion. I don't know that, but that's where it seems like it's going to me. Anyway, but then like you meet like all sorts of people come and stay at the cafe because the cafe is also an inn. And there's some wacky stories there. Like right now I'm going through this person who's staying, she's a witch, and she's like a very racist witch. She's like, oh, witches are better than everyone. You know, you humans are whatever. And they're teaching her. And there's actually an orc that works at the cafe, and geez, are you okay?
Fly, sorry.
Steven just like karate chopped a fly out of the air.
I got him.
But there's this orc there too, and he gets insulted when she calls him a human. He's like, I'm not a human, I'm an orc. And she's like, wait a minute, humans have whatever. Anyway, it's weird. But the story is just real wacky, and it's just all over the place. But the cafe management is not difficult, and it's not. It's like IGN described it as like a low risk, low reward. There's no money involved. There's no exchange of hands. It's just like a satisfaction rate is what you're trying to get.
Yeah.
I don't know how to control the satisfaction rate because I thought it was how much do I participate in the kitchen hours. Like basically they serve lunch and dinner. And so if you show up, you can take orders, you can deliver food, and you can clean up. I thought, okay, if I'm here at those times and I'm doing those things, satisfaction should go up. It's not. So I think that the next step would be the food quality and like making the best recipes you can. I don't care to like. There's no penalties for not having that. Well, like if they're satisfied, you will progress in the story.
Right.
So there's no real need to get too hands-on with that. But anyway, and then the dragon just gets bigger over time. And so I think there's 3 stages. There's the baby dragon, which is what you see in the Let's Play. And then there's a child dragon, which is what you've probably seen in other people's reviews and stuff like that. I've seen very little of Big Dragon on anybody's anything because I think it's a pretty deep mode. But once you get to that, you should be able to ride it and fly around and all of that sort of stuff. So I'm basically going to play it until I hit that point. And if at that point it doesn't just like take off, no pun intended, I'm probably going to drop it. It's, Harvest Moon... At least I can't remember which one I played. That was so great. It was the one that was on the GameCube. Steven, did you ever play any of those?
No, I skipped over that.
I can't remember what exactly it was called. But anyways, the Harvest Moon on the GameCube. There was like the little village you had, and like you got married and all this stuff, and you had your little plot where you planted seeds and stuff, and then you had your cows you were dealing with, or your horse that you were dealing with, whatever. And you kind of had your own little plot, and you managed it, and that was great. But in this game, you are exploring the world, and as you go, you find bushes and stuff that you can pick stuff from. But, like, certain areas have certain things that are on their bushes that aren't going to be in anyone else's bushes. So, like, instead of just having a plot where, like, hey, I'm using a lot of kidney beans, I'm going to plant a kidney bean bush and then just always go to that spot, I have to explore and sometimes go really far into the world just to grab a couple kidney beans and run back to the to the cafe. So I don't know. It's not. I like the exploring aspect of it, but as far as like item management, I don't like it. Like I wish I could go discover an item, come back and plant that item, and then move on. If especially if that was something I was going to use a lot of. But I imagine once your dragon can fly and you can literally just go zoop. Zoop, 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 zoop around. That'll alleviate a lot of those pains. But anyway, so yeah, it's okay if you are a Switch player and you liked the Harvest Moon style, and I don't think it was a full price game. So if you want to check it out, or maybe wait till it drops on a sale on the eShop, I think it's worth a check out. But I wish I had time to be the big dragon, because I think that's, for me, that if that's not fun, then the game's going to drop a little bit for me. And honestly, I mean, like I said, I'm at 30-ish hours or so. I don't know how close I am to the big dragon. So if I got to go, 100 hours or so, I don't know that anybody really wants to spend that much time on it just to be a big dragon. But anyway, the other thing that I've been playing, and I really, really enjoyed, is Donut County. So we did a Let's Play of that Wednesday. I love the art style of this game. The gameplay is really, really fun. You play as a whole, and you're puzzle solving. It's a lot like Katamari, where you're constantly picking stuff up and you're getting bigger and bigger. But this has a lot more story and a lot more puzzle solving to it.
Yeah.
Because Katamari, it's like, hey, you got 5 minutes, get as big as you can. Go. And then you were kind of, there's some planning, involved, but for the most part, this is not timed. The music's awesome. The art style's great. And you're just kind of puzzle solving. So I did 3 levels for the Let's Play. I've done a couple other levels in my free time. It's, it's a good level of challenging. Like, it's a relaxing kind of fun style. And the other great thing about this, I haven't played the iPhone version yet, but I'm really considering picking it up because it's an iPhone game. You can play it on your iPhone. It's not on Switch for some reason, and I don't get that. I hope he's eventually going to release it on that. But anyway, it's really, really fun. And I mean, on the PSN, I got it for $10. It's $5 on the iOS store. I assume on iOS you don't have the story. You're just doing level by level. I could totally be wrong on that because I haven't gotten it yet. But anyway, yeah, it's really, really fun. So if you're looking for a short game on the PSN to do, highly recommend it.
Cool.
It's got trash pandas.
Love trash pandas.
Love trash pandas.
Well, I have been playing... We all know what I've been playing a lot of, but we'll get to that. I picked up, because, there was this huge PlayStation sale going on.
Right, the Blockbuster sale.
Yes.
Towards the end of the summer. It just ended, so...
Yes. I picked up Lego Worlds, which I've played a little bit of, and it seems really cool.
Yeah.
Seems like there's a lot of potential there, and it's going to be a game that I visit later. Definitely seems like one that's more meant to be played with people, so we'll see.
I got it. I got it, by the way.
Okay.
I do have it, so
Cool.
we can do some multiplayer stuff with it.
We'll tackle that together. And then I picked up this game called Agents of Mayhem. Before you start hating me and being like, why'd you do that? No one liked that game. No one bought that game. It was $4.
I was about to say, it was like $4 or $5.
It was $4, guys. And so I picked it up, and playing the first little bit, it was like, this isn't so bad. Okay, I can see why people didn't
were
buy
frustrated.
It. Right. And then the more I played it, it was like, yeah, I get it. Because this game was built for co-op. It was built for multiple people. Because it's a hero shooter. It's basically something like Overwatch, but a campaign. Like even concept-wise, because you are basically G.I. Joe trying to fight against Cobra. That's basically the game. And each character has a class. They have one ability, an ultimate ability. They have stats they can give themselves. It's like, who made the decision to make this a single-player game?
Because they're wrong.
Oh my gosh. It's not that great. It's got some cool cartoony animations. It feels like you are playing a Saturday morning cartoon, so that's cool. The characters are goofy, but it's like... I played this telling myself this was worth about $6. So...
And you paid $4. So you came out with $2.
Came out with a $2 deal on this, basically. But I've had my fun. Probably never going to play it again. But I've been looking for something to bide my time till the next thing. Which...
This next month, we're going to have a lot of things.
Oh, yeah.
Coming. A lot of things.
Speaking of this next month, we now know what the PlayStation Plus games of September are.
Hey, let's segue into the news, big guy. So,
yes.
The big story for this week, at least for me, is what we're getting for free in September. So that's what I always like to do for the first month podcast. But let's start with Xbox games with gold, because no one cares about those. Just kidding. Sorry, any Xbox people there. Prison Architect is coming to Xbox Gold for free. Okay. This is an interesting game. It's also coming to Switch later. This was one of the ones that was in the UK highlight around Gamescom, so that's interesting. Live Lock, I didn't even get a chance to look into what this game is, so I'm just going to leave that out there for you.
Never heard of it.
Lego Star Wars 3, The Clone Wars.
Hey!
And the Sega Vintage Collection. And it had a the Monster World on it, but I didn't really even want to know what that was about, so I just kind of left that off. So, anyway, that's what you're getting for Xbox games with gold. Now let's get to what people really care about, which is the PS Plus games for September.
Yeah.
In what I would call a genius marketing move,
I
but
hate-
also the shock of the year.
I hate how
Destiny-
smart it is.
Destiny 2 is the title game of PlayStation Plus this month. So you get Destiny 2 for free. And for any of those you listening right now, September starts tomorrow, but you can get this right now. Like, I downloaded it to my PlayStation this afternoon over lunch. It is available right now. You can go get it. Pause the podcast, go download it, come back and listen to the rest of this. And then God of War will be available on September 4th when,
Is that God of War 3?
It's God of War 3 remastered.
Yeah.
Yes. So.
Yeah.
So let me get through the rest of these. The other one, the PS3 game is Another World. There's like 2 versions of it that are available, and that's counting as both games from PS3. And then Sparkle 2 and Foul Play from Vita. Fun thing, all of these are available on PS4.
Nice.
So you can download 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games for your PS4 this month. So typically the PS3 and the Vita ones aren't always cross-play or cross-buy. So
Right.
fun that they are this time. But anyway, God of War 3, I don't really care that much about. I was not a big fan of the God of War series up until this new reboot with Dad of War. So, cool. If you like that, great.
A lot of
it.
people who play Dad of War and have never played God of War before, and they go back and play God of War 3 remastered with they're in for you're in for
a shock.
Some culture shock. Yeah.
It's real different. So for me personally, I'm pushing that to the side. Destiny frickin' 2 for free for everyone this month.
So Brody texted us that the expansions are a part of this. Is that true?
So here's the deal. Right now, there is a PlayStation deal where you can get both expansions for $9.99. Now, when I went to the store, it told me I could get Curse of Osiris for free.
Okay.
I have Curse of Osiris, and I have the Warmind expansion. Warmind said purchased, and Curse of Osiris said free. So I don't know if it's just a weird PlayStation Store thing where, like, it knows I have it, but I didn't download it through the store somehow or something.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what that is. So it may have actually been me that texted and was like, they're free right now. So anyway, either
It
way,
might have been you, yeah.
right? Normally they're $20. Right now they're $10. So you could get both expansions for $20 essentially through PSN right now. So you could essentially have all of year one's content for $20.
Yep.
And then now you're still going to have to buy the, $40 Forsaken edition. But I mean, if you don't have Destiny 2 and you have PSN, I would highly recommend downloading. I mean, there's no reason not to. It's literally free and it's a great game.
It is a great game. It's not for everybody.
Right.
But if you like FPSs, you'll find something there. If you like MMO lights, you'll find something there. If you like good story that doesn't take long to beat, you'll find something there. If you like playing games with the Chortle boys, you will find something there because we have a clan and you better join it.
We have the Chortle Games clan, right?
Chortle Games clan. Yep,
Chortle
it's easy to
Games clan.
find. Just look it up. Get that donut out of your face hole as our motto. We probably need to change that.
No, we don't.
Okay. But
we could have been the Chortle Guardians.
Well,
I didn't come up with that in time, but oh well.
it's fine.
Yeah. So yeah, if you are a PSN member and you don't have Destiny 2, get it. Join our clan. Gladly welcome you with open arms.
And that though,
and
smartest thing they've done with the PS Plus game, because like if you look right now, or at least the conversation lately with Destiny has been, oh, why are you guys still playing this? It's still a crappy game. Go play Warframe instead. It's free. All that stuff.
That was a great Andrew impression, by the way.
That I wasn't trying, but thank you for picking up on that. He and I actually had a friendly brotherly debate last night about why our preferences are towards the opposites. And it was good. It was a well-handled conversation. Not important. You guys don't need to know my family's.
For those of you that don't know it, we're
Yeah.
referencing Andrew from Friendly Fire Games,
Yes.
friend channel.
Yeah.
Friend of the
Brother
friend
channel.
Of the channel. Brother channel, sure.
Yeah. So, so the conversation right now is that, and now Forsaken is huge. It is
Right.
big. The game is not the same game it was a year ago.
No.
Now
not at
people
all.
have no excuse to hop in and just see, oh wow, this is very different. And if they do that, they got them. That's the hook. Brilliant. It really is, because the more they play it, the more they're either going to be like, okay, this wasn't for me, or they're going to be like, wow, this
Right.
is not as bad as everybody said. Let's get some expansions.
Right.
Yeah. But
What
Go ahead.
a kick in the face though.
Yep.
To people who bought the special edition that's the whole deal for $60, which technically it's not that much of a kick in the face because it's just the base game for free. You got to pay $20 at this right now to get the expansions if you have PS Plus, and then you got to pay $40 for Forsaken.
Yep.
So, really who's getting a kick in the face is me, because I paid the full price for the game, bought the DLCs at full price, and I'm buying Forsaken at full price, and I've been playing the game since launch. So
you did, because
I should have dropped it when you guys dropped it, gotten some cash back, waited till now, gotten it for free, and then moved on. But hey, here we are.
No, don't. Here's my thing though. You and I have gotten a lot of good gameplay out of Destiny over the past 2 months or so. I do not regret the fact that I bought Destiny again before it was free.
I don't. And actually, honestly, I'll be real. I am really excited that it's free on PSN. For me personally, even though I already own the game, I'm excited about that because I own a physical copy of the game. Now I have free access to a download. Now I no longer have to eject Far Cry and flip out Destiny 2. So next week or next month, I need Far Cry 5 to be the free PSN game of the month.
Good luck with
that. So
that
I just don't have to flip any disc anymore, unless I need to play No Man's Sky or something like that. So
right. Well, it's a good thing. This is great. I'm so happy for the new influx of players that's going to be coming. I'm glad that Friendly Fire Games, they're probably going to be picking it up. I saw one of them, Greg from Friendly Fire Games, was playing today. Andrew has no excuse now. My brother, he played D1. He was the one that got me into it. So now it's like, come to my side. Let's play some Destiny. I'm really excited.
Come home.
I'm really excited for that opportunity because it is a game that does deserve a second chance.
Hey, you know what?
What's that?
One split stream Saturday. We should do a raid.
Good luck finding the time.
Well,
yes.
I know that would take up both their stream slots. But hey, that's a full crew right there. If we could get,
I'm down. We will be doing either like if Friendly Fire Games gets the game and they don't get Forsaken, we should totally do Leviathan with them or one of the layers.
Right.
But I want us to do the Dreaming City.
Oh yeah. Well, we're doing the Dreaming City. It's the raid in Dreaming City that I'm worried about. But yeah,
I forget what it's called, but that's what I'm referring to. We're definitely doing Dreaming City, but I want to do the raid as well.
Gotcha.
I want to at least try it.
We may need some of the Chortle Guardians, the Chortle Games clan, to team up with us and join us and help us with that. So stay tuned.
Yeah,
but yes, so we've gotten a lot of exciting news from Destiny. Obviously, with it being the free game this month, there's a lot of exciting stuff. But this Tuesday, they did a major update. Changed a lot of stuff. Cade is gone. Cade has slipped away.
He's just gone.
He left a letter that you can find on the internet and you can read. It's basically just like, he says he's going to check on the reef, and he says he has like a note to Ikora, and he has a note to Zavala and stuff. He's like, I left my sparrow with Hawthorne. Make sure she doesn't put anything weird on it or something. It's real sad, but anyway. So that's
is that canon, or is that just meant for us?
Oh, well, I don't know I'm pretty sure it's canon. What they're called, Bungie released it, and it's on the app. You can read it there.
So maybe this is something to discuss at a later time, once that we've played the game. But does that give you the sense that Cade knew he was gonna die?
It doesn't. He acts like he's coming back.
Okay.
And it's no big deal.
Okay.
He's just like, hey, I got a distress signal. didn't want to bother you guys. You probably didn't even notice that I was gone. Hey, Zavala, have you figured out your tell yet? It's like maybe you should play some rounds with Banshee and let me know if you figure it out. I bet he figures it out in 3 moves or something like that.
Yeah.
And then he tells Ikora to check up on Holiday. Is that her name? The girl who flies? Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, check up on Holiday. I left my Sparrow with her. Make sure she doesn't put some fancy something on the ends. I don't want it like the kids like it these days or something like that. And then, yeah, that's all. That's really all it is. It's kind of just I don't know. I don't think he knew he was going to die based off that. But it's one of those things that, like, in a movie, someone writes a letter and they don't realize that it's going to be their last letter. But then when you look at it through those lenses, there's some sweet moments that, like, oh my gosh, like, what a last thing to say to him. But they didn't really mean it as like a last thing to say. That's what I take it more as. But that's beside the point. They changed up weapon slots. We now have special ammo types and regular ammo types and power ammo types. I now have a lot of primary ammo, the white weapons that are in my energy slots, and it's just all confusing. But
yep,
I've got like 2 specialty weapon ammo weapons that I can't use anymore because that ammo type is so rare now.
So here's something I noticed about that, because you can see how mods and gear will work through the. There was apparently unintentionally, if you do the flashpoint, you have the chance to get Forsaken gear, and I got 2 pieces, one for my one for my Warlock, one for my Hunter, and welcome back. And if you look at that gear, you can see it's got a perk and then an ammo perk. And one of the ammo perks is makes special ammo more likely to drop.
On armor? Like on with mods?
That's an intrinsic thing that armor will have a chance to drop. So you might be able to sway it to where special ammo could be more common than regular ammo.
Right.
Maybe.
Well, that's going to depend on what bow I end up liking and have and decide I'm going to use more often.
But updates, it's a weird update. More on what bow you're going to be using later. But it's a weird update. Like, my first impression was, why did they do this?
Yeah, because they also took away tokens. That's now gone. Everything is planetary consumables.
Yeah.
So how does that work? Is it just any planetary consumables?
So for example, the Polaris Lance, it is a Warmind gun. The material it requires for upgrading is Seraphite. You find Seraphite
so it requires
on Mars. Specific planetary material. So if you have a gun you really like and it's like, sucks to be you got to go to Io to get what upgrades me. You're like, well, I guess I'm going to Io and I'm going to be spending my spare time there. And it's a means of it's one of those things. I'm glad they did it, but they swayed too far, in my opinion, because what they're trying to do is they're trying to make Destiny bring back the hobby. They're trying to make it where you play it more, you take a longer time to get what you really want.
Yeah. And
that sucks for people who don't have a lot of time to play it and have been playing it, and they're like, wow, this game gives a lot of gear. Now it's like, well, good luck with that, because I tried to infuse a piece of armor up by 1 or 2 power levels. 1 piece of armor, it was going to cost the piece of armor that I was trying to infuse, 10 Dusklight, which is the Earth planetary material, and 30 legendary shards. That sucks.
Effing wild about the legendary shards. The legendary shards are not hard to come by. Like, you have an ungodly amount.
I've got 700.
When I was watching the Bungie streams, they had an unholy amount. I mean, they had like thousands of legendary shards. I have 200. I have never had more than 500 at a time. I don't even know that I've reached 500. Yeah. So you telling me that scares me.
Because now your decisions are going to mean a lot more. Legendaries are harder to come by, and because legendaries are harder to come by, legendary shards are harder to come by. So this game is going to expect more of your time. I don't know how you feel about that.
That's just for leveling up and stuff. So here's the deal. I already with Destiny feel like it requires too much of my time because there are a lot of weapons and a lot of gear. Like there's an exotic sword in the Warmind that I really want to get, but I'm gonna have to spend time because it's not just something that I can go to Zur on a Friday and use the primary Ingram or whatever and get something new. I'm gonna have to go do that quest line.
Quick fact about Zur and that Ingram. That Ingram will only be year 1 exotics, so you cannot get Forsaken exotics from that Ingram.
Well, just F everything right now. That sucks.
Yep.
Why?
Because they don't want you to be able to get those exotics so quickly. That's what I'm telling you. This game is definitely moving more towards what Destiny 1 was like, and that means exotics are more meaningful, but they're harder to come by. Same with legendaries, and even if you get a legendary that you want, it may not have the stats you want, so you're going to have to get multiple versions of the legendary. And so it's about to be more of a grind than it ever was.
See, and that's another, talking about getting multiple versions of it to find the perks I like. Like, so much of that, I'm not, like, I don't know that I have the time nor the brain power to really think about how I want to play. Because my playstyle changes and I talk about this on the stream all the time. I basically keep one legendary weapon that I'm okay with in all slots, and then I switch between what exotic weapon I need for what situation. So, like, if I'm fighting the Cabal, I switch to Skyburner's Oath and just blast through those people. If we're fighting the Fallen, is that what they are?
Yeah.
Fighting the Fallen, I switch to what's the shot? The arc rifle, and just basically I'm switching gear for whatever situation I'm in that I'm going to need whatever, and I'm just going through that. I'm not playing with anything else. So,
so this is my preference. Like the way they're doing this, at least gear is my preference because I haven't liked where it's. Okay, here's your piece of armor. You can choose one of 2 stats it's got better, and you can add a mod that really doesn't seem to do anything. I like the way they're doing it now, where it's like you have 2 perks just for having the piece, and then you can add mods on top of that.
I love the ability changing mods. I think that's amazing. I think that's great. I'm all for that. I don't like the random rolls on weapons.
Yeah.
That I'm gonna have to.
I don't like random rolls. It's not my preference, but I like that there is more to each individual piece. I guess that's my saying.
Yeah.
And so now, like for you, for example, we don't know what kind of ammo type, or at least I don't, what ammo type bows are going to prefer.
I imagine it's going to, personally, I think it's going to be, there's going to be some that are going to have special and some of that are going to have
I think it's going to be primarily special ammo, personally, because with the kind of damage they're going to be doing, it's probably going to be special ammo. So now you have to do things effectively, you have to commit more, which is always my preference. That's why I like the way sets work in Division and Diablo, because it's like I'm sacrificing my firepower to be more tanky or to support the team better. I like that because it's the individual is able to do more as an individual. So for you, for example, let's say bows take special ammo. You can say, okay, one consistency I know about my playstyle is I'm going to use bows all the time. So then you have the option to spec your gear towards, I want special ammo coming out the wazoo.
Right.
You can do that. And I like that the option is there. I just don't like the means of getting there to where it's like, well, now not only do you have to maybe get the piece, that coat that you want that completes your look, but also it's got one of many combinations. So good luck. I don't like that. I wish there was a way to spend some resource to change it. Something that Diablo does.
So wait, are you saying that armor is going to have random rolls as well?
Yeah. All gear except for exotics.
I thought you just said you could add mods to the armor.
You can, but it's going to have intrinsic perks that are different based on rolls. That's your ammo perk and that's your weapon perk. Those aren't as important for playstyle, but they matter. So here's what Diablo does, and here's what I wish Destiny would do, and I'm maybe getting into a little bit of a deep dive with this. They have something called Kanaya's Cube. Division has something similar as well, where you can take a piece and spend resource to reforge it and get another random roll on that piece. You don't know what the roll is going to end up, but you can take that piece and try your luck to see if you get something better than what you already had.
Yeah, do we not have that already?
No.
We don't have any, like Banshee can't do anything like that right now?
Not to my knowledge, no. And that's something the game needs, because if we're going to do random rolls, fine, but maybe have me spend masterwork cores or legendary shards or something to take that one piece that I really like that it took me forever to get
and do a reroll. Yeah,
do a reroll. Like that's the one thing that I think would make this system
just a little better.
Just a little better. But
or you could just take out random rolls entirely and just let us mod all pieces.
You would be surprised how in the favor of random rolls the community is. It's like, because I was listening to Fire Team Chat from IGN. They did that live one, and they were like, okay, by show of hands, by show of claps or whatever, who wants random rolls? And everyone raised their hand, and they were like, okay, who doesn't want random rolls? And one guy. So everybody wants random rolls.
We're in the minority here.
Yes, pretty much.
Interesting.
So not all gear will have random rolls. Segue here. Exotics will not. Exotics are a fixed piece of equipment that do what they are intended to do.
But you can give mods in addition to that.
I don't know about modding exotics.
I think you still can, from what I remember seeing from some live streams they've done. But yeah, I could be wrong.
Maybe so, because I know you can't masterwork them by traditional means.
Right.
But we'll see. Thanks to some data mining, we now have a list of all of the exotics that are in the game right now for Forsaken.
Right.
Because, a large portion of Forsaken was a part of this big update. It was 35 gigs.
This was the pre-Forsaken update. Yeah, it was huge.
So it contained a lot of Forsaken stuff. And starting from the top, we're going to go with weapons first. These are all of the confirmed exotics coming to Forsaken. You got the Cerberus +1. It's a kinetic auto rifle. Four-headed dog is its perk. Shoots erratic bullets from all gun barrels at the same time. I've heard about this one.
I've seen this one, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It sounds awesome. I don't know if I'm probably not going to use it, but it does sound really cool that I think you fire in like a cone, so it's like a shotgun rifle, kind of. But if you aim down the sights, you can focus the spread. So you can either be like a shotgun rifle or a actual center shot rifle, I think is my understanding. You got Wish Ender, a kinetic bow with the Queen's Wrath perk. While aiming down the sights with a fully drawn bow, enemies behind walls are highlighted. We saw this in the trailer. Definitely a PvP bow. A lot of people are going to be favoring that.
Yep.
But sounds like it could be cool. And then Trinity Ghoul. This is going to be yours. I'm betting money on it. Energy Arc Bow. Split Electron. Fires an arrow that splits when released. Aiming down sights and fully drawing the bow. Both decrease the spread. So that's the one. Got hit. Electric everywhere. Really cool.
That's probably what I'm going to use.
And that one,
we also saw that one in the trailer as well, right?
We did. And we've seen that one gameplay as well. That was one of the first exotics they showed.
We've seen both of those in gameplay, yeah.
Yes. That one, Trinity Ghoul, there's no way that's not going to be energy ammo. That's gotta be.
Yeah. You mean special ammo?
Special ammo, yeah. Sorry. So, yeah. Did we talk about how the weapon slots work now, or did we just kind of mention it was weird?
We've talked about it before. It's basically basically your kinetic and energy is still there, and energy weapons are still in the energy slot, but they may use primary or white ammo. And some other random weapons may use green ammo or special ammo. And then all power weapons, which are still in your power slot, use power ammo. But not like shotguns are no longer power ammo.
Which sucks.
Fusion rifles are no longer power ammo. Steven hates it, but,
I like the fact that change was made, but I don't like the fact that they took my beloved shotgun and basically said, you have to choose between this and the Polaris Lance. Because no one's ever going to win over the Polaris Lance. That's my baby. I'm never unequipping it. But yeah.
Is there not? Well, I guess there's not. No. I was going to ask if there was a power weapon shotgun, but that's
there might be. They said that you can go triple shotguns. So.
Yes. Do you want to know which one there is? That's
Which one?
You know the tractor cannon or whatever.
Moving on. I hate that gun.
For those of you that don't know, that's like it's like a huge shot. It's labeled a shotgun, but it basically shoots a force field wave at enemies, and it just pushes you. It may do a little damage, but not much.
Yeah.
But it's a power weapon. It's really weird. It's exotic. I don't know. Anyway, sorry, digress.
Yeah. Okay. Continuing with exotics, 1,000 Voices, Power Solar Fusion Rifle. Ahamkara's Eye. Charging this weapon unleashes a giant continuous beam of death. So,
we've seen this one in trailers as well. It's awesome.
It's a power
amazing.
Weapon.
Yes.
I didn't realize that till I just read it now. So that means it is going to be a third slot weapon, so rarest ammo type.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you say rarest. Honestly, to me, I think special ammo is more rare.
We'll see. Depends on how you spec your armor.
I guess so, yeah.
Malfeasance, I guess. Kinetic hand cannon.
Sorry.
You're good. It's a big word. Malfeasance. Yeah, sure. Its perk is Explosive Shadow. Shoot tainted slugs that burrow into the enemy. Stacking enough slugs causes them all to explode. So 5 consecutive shots on the same enemy causes explosion.
Yeah, okay.
That one was in the trailer.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it looks pretty awesome. Ace of Spades. Sigh. Rip.
Cade's gun.
Kinetic hand cannon. Memento Mori is the perk. Reloading after a kill loads magazine with few extra damage bullets. Grants radar while aiming down sights. That's nice. I didn't know it granted radar when aiming.
Mm-hmm.
That'll help a lot. That's going to be really good in stuff like Gambit.
Yeah.
Because, I'm going to be giving that to my hunter and not unequipping it probably. It goes to him because he was there from the beginning with Cade.
Yep.
Rip. Okay. The Queenbreaker. Power Arc Linear Fusion Rifle. The perk is Wire Rifle. Fires a long-range precision arc bolt that blinds enemies on hit. I believe this was in Destiny 1.
Okay.
So it's basically like a charged sniper rifle is basically what it is. But it is a power weapon. So that's going to be your purple ammo. Okay. And just stop me if you have any questions or comments.
No, I'm...
Cool. Two-Tailed Fox. Power Void Rocket Launcher. Twin Tails is the perk. Shoots 2 rockets, 1 void, and 1 solar that can track onto the same target. Okay, I didn't know it was a twin...
I didn't realize, there were 2 damage types there, yeah.
Interesting. We did see that in the trailer.
That was in the trailer.
Yeah, that might be the new Galahorn, if I'm being honest. People are gonna love that. Okay, the Chaperone. Kinetic shotgun. It's perk Precision Slug. Fires a single slug precision round. This shotgun is basically going to, when it says a slug, that's a singular projectile.
Right.
So it's basically a 1 damage tick shotgun that you could probably use medium to long range. So it's going to be like a hand cannon, honestly,
right.
But it's going to be a shotgun.
Huh. Is it powered? Did it mention?
It's kinetic.
Ah.
So it may use special...
Probably going to be primary.
It'll be a primary weapon.
That doesn't necessarily...
Yeah. I don't know. I think it would be awesome if it was
use the wide ammo.
Wide ammo primary. That would be cool. But based on what I've done with shotguns, they are all green ammo.
There's got to be some that are primary because they did in the stream have a guy who ran 3 shotguns. So
that doesn't mean anything though, because primary weapons like Hawthorne's Field Forged. That's the shotgun that I used for a little while.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. I'm done. It's a whole rethinking.
It's really weird because it's like no longer are ammo types tied to slots, and that's confusing.
Yeah.
But oh well. Lord of Wolves, Energy Solar Shotgun. Its perk, Shrapnel Launcher. Fires a powerful short-range burst of solar damage. You know the Fallen Captains?
That sounds freaking awesome.
You know the Fallen Captains, what they shoot at you? That's what that is. So you're getting one of those guns.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's awesome.
So it's the slow-moving shrapnel blasts.
Yeah.
That was in House of Wolves, the Destiny 1 expansion.
Mm-hmm.
So that's returning. Black Talon, Power Void Sword. Its perk, crow's wings. Press the attack button twice to fire off a projectile cross combo. You're going to like that one?
Gonna want that.
Yeah. All right. Wave Splitter is the Energy Void Trace Rifle. Its perk is Harmonic Laser. Laser damage has 3 power levels that oscillate while the trigger is held down. Interesting.
So it switches energy levels as you're firing.
Power levels. So like. So it's kind of like, you know, the Cold Heart. It behaves like that.
This is a PS. This is a PlayStation exclusive gun, coming to Forsaken.
Okay.
It may be temporarily exclusive, but either way, it's exclusive.
Yeah.
That's it looks a lot like Cold Heart and the Prometheus lens, where it's got a beam. But you're right. The longer you shoot it, the more powerful it is. A lot like Sweet Business.
Right. So it sounds like, you know, Cold Heart is the arc linear or arc trace rifle. Prometheus lens is the solar. This is the void option.
See, it says void, but its beam is blue. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know, but it deals more damage the longer you hold it down. So that'll be good for anyone.
That's all that matters.
Yeah. All right, now we're on to armor. I don't know if you've read these yet.
No, go.
Awesome, I'm excited. So you got the Gwisin vest for hunters. It's chest armor, and its perk is Roving Assassin. Each spectral blade kill you make before going into stealth will restore more of your super energy. So this extends your spectral blades.
Right.
It's gonna take a learning curve. Like, it's gonna require some skill, but that's good.
Yeah, that's great.
6th Coyote, chest armor, perk double dodge, self-explanatory. You get a second dodge charge. This one looks cool. This one makes you look like a Japanese archer, kind of, because it's got like the shoulder pad and the bow, like not pew pew bow, but like look in my hair bow, one of those. It's fine. Oathkeeper, gauntlets. This is what you're going to use, Jake. Perk, adamantite brace. Bows charge faster, and charges can be held indefinitely.
Interesting.
Yeah, so that means that there will be a limit to how long you could hold a bow, unless if you have Oathkeeper.
Those on, yeah.
Yeah.
What am I using now? Right now I'm using my legs.
Yeah.
So I can jump high. It's going to be hard to miss, but I will.
Please switch so I can actually keep up with you and keep you alive. Okay, lastly for the hunter, Shards of Galanor. They're gauntlets, perk, sharp edges. Hits and kills with Blade Barrage will return super energy after the super ends. That is the gunslinger.
That's awesome.
The Blade Barrage where you throw the knives.
I'm thinking more and more about running that.
I know you are.
I really, first off, I like the solar energy type.
Yeah.
My only hesitation is that it's a one and done super, and I typically prefer to. Mine is a lot more versatile because I can focus it all on one person over a long period of time, or I can do some crowd control, which I guess I can still do crowd control with this. But anyway,
So the thing about this, the Blade Barrage, is that it throws the same amount of knives no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
But the knives are distributed based on what you're aiming at. So you can do crowd control with it, or you can do a complete barrage at one target, so you can still do that big damage to one guy. So that's nice. But I would definitely play around with it if I were you, but also acknowledge the fact that the melee especially is tricky. It's very skill-based, target the head.
The throwing knife?
The throwing knife, yeah.
I'm actually pretty good with it. I've used it a couple times when we were doing the that stupid armor set that we had to go through all those. I had to get solar orbs, so I played as gunslinger, and I threw the knives, got pretty good at throwing the knives.
Actually, you know, now that I mention it, their throwing knife, the Way of the Thousand Cuts, it's like a cone now. So it's not going to be a skill-based, it's going to be like a shotgun, I think.
Yeah.
So this might be for you.
I'm telling you. The only hesitation I have with it is how is that going to coexist with my bows? Because like you said, the exotic I'm probably going to keep is that bow that shoots the electric shot, and so will that have a big play? And also I'm probably going to stick with the Oathkeeper gauntlets and so that's going to affect my my playstyle as well. So that my super ability is not going to be helped by my armor. But then again, neither is the arc one because I'm going to be focusing on my bow combat. So, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. Based on what I've heard about the new gunslinger tree, it does have some survivability. It helps you recharge your dodge, helps you recharge your abilities. So I could see it working, but we'll talk that later. I'll help you. See, you don't need the big brain to play this game. You got me. I'm there for you.
I'm a Dumbo. I just follow Steve. I do what Steven does.
That is actually how you talk when we play Far Cry.
I put on my fast pants and I run and I do what Steven tells me.
Yep. All right, Titan. These exotics sound really tanky, but I'll get to that when we talk about them. Heart of Inmost Light, chest armor, perk, overflowing light. Using a grenade, melee, or barricade ability empowers you, granting increased damage and resistance. While empowered, the next ability you use has faster regen.
Interesting.
That sounds really cool. That's like bringing back a tanky skill-based Titan, which my brother will be happy to hear because he loves playing tanky classes.
Yeah, I was just about to say skill-based. That's going to be skill-based because I'm sure there's a good combo of abilities there that would give you something that can recharge faster to restart that cycle again. But anyway, sorry, continue.
Ursa Furiosa, Gauntlets, perk, Ursine Guard. Move faster while guarding when Sentinel Shield is active. Guarded damage converts to super energy when the super ends. This sounds great. This is specifically probably for the Code of Commander. Like, it'll work with any Sentinel Titan. But when the Sentinel Titan running Code of Commander guards, they have that vertical
huge
shield.
Wall. Yeah.
And you can shoot through it.
Yep.
So that's going to be...
And they move it. It's not something like that they place down a barrier and move.
They place it and then they move. But the one disadvantage of that is that their hands are tied when they're doing it.
Right.
So it's up to the fire team to do the damage. But still, like, that's awesome for Sentinel Titans.
And the fact that you're moving with it, you guys can all run in something. He can be blocking everything, and he can be moving faster. So
and he can disengage it and pull it back up if he wants to, because it's a function. It's not the super itself. So it can be like, okay, guard, down, guard, stuff like that, which is great.
Yeah.
All right, One-Eyed Mask, helmet. We've seen this one in the trailers. It's the really weird looking one with the weird eye. Perk, Vengeance, marks enemy that dares to get venged. Marks the enemy that dares to damage you. Track down and destroy your enemy for increased damage and overshield. So this is basically, this sounds like it might be focused towards PvP, but at the same time, it's like, I can just see a Titan running, and then like a hobgoblin shoots him, and the Titan basically just goes, you, and then just runs after them. And we're like, Titan, where'd you go? And he's like, I have to get my overshield. And he kills the hobgoblin. He's like, okay, we're good now. And then he gets hit, and he's like, okay, you're next. So it's basically like...
So that's my question is, say I'm a fallen captain. I punch a Titan. Suddenly I'm marked, and he punches me back, kills me, and gets an overshield. Like, is that how simple it's going to be? Because that... Yeah. I mean, potentially, if you're killing a lot of enemies quickly... and they've attacked you before you attack them, you could be getting overshield and increased damage all the time.
This is huge for Titans that take aggro. So the people that walk in, I imagine it's only going to be one target active at a time. So the most recent hit on you is your vendetta. Yeah. But if that means like you're in the middle, like taking fire from a bunch of Cabal guys and there's no snipers around to screw up your flow, it's going to mark it for you. And you just be like, bam, headshot. Okay, bam, headshot you. And while taking the fire, they are able to counter that damage they're taking with overshield, and they're able to get those priorities killed quicker with the increased damage. So that's another potentially skill cap one, but it sounds awesome. And then Antius Ward's leg armor, reflective vents is the perk. Improved sliding reflects incoming projectiles. Reflecting projectiles grants super energy. We've seen this. Yeah. That's awesome. And that is all for the Titan. But I love how almost all of those perks, for almost all of those exotics, basically say, I'm the Titan, shoot at me.
Right.
I love that, because that's, like, in my eyes, that's what the Titan needs to do. Be the one that takes the shots. Be the one that can take it, and then punishes you for shooting him. Like, I love that. That's great. And then, any questions on those?
No, that's all good.
Fantastic. Okay, moving on. Lastly and bestly, I don't know why I said that. Warlock. Yeah. Okay. Chromatic Fire, Chest Armor, Perk, Crystalline Transistor. We've seen this one in the trailer. Precision kills with your kinetic weapon create an explosion in the element of your equipped subclass. So this is basically giving you the Firefly perk for any kinetic weapon.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that's awesome. Yeah, I just wish it didn't look so weird. Okay.
Isn't that what they all say for warlocks?
Yes, and I hate it. I love my class, but it's like, stop making me look like a peacock or some kind of bird.
Just be a peacock, Steven.
I don't want to be a bird. Peacock. I want to be a man. Okay.
That's a quote right there. I don't want to be a bird. I want to be a man.
Next, and this is probably going to be my exotic as long as it doesn't make me look like a bird. Phoenix Protocol, Chest Armor. Perk, Battle Hearth. Kills and assists you make while standing in your Well of Radiance return super energy. Yeah. That's kills and assists. So I can be like, pop, 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 just shoot a bunch of guys. You guys get the kills. It returns super energy to me. So that's more frequent use of Well of Radiance.
Yeah, that makes a lot of great sense, especially for how you're going to be playing, because you're going to be dropping Well of Radiance wherever you are. You're going to say, I'm dropping the well. That's your signal for me to come to you, but you're not moving from that spot. So you're going to be doing damage there. Yeah. So yeah, that's a great addition for you. So
absolutely. Two more. We got the Controverse Hold. Gauntlets. Perk is Chaotic Exchanger. Charging your grenade with Chaos Accelerant, Consume, or Radioactive will give damage resist. Charged grenade hits return a random amount of grenade energy. That sounds really cool. Because now the Warlock is the class that's going to be able to charge their grenades, like with healing grenades. But that sounds interesting because it kind of plays into the chaotic essence of the Warlock, especially the Voidwalker, where it encourages them to charge the grenade more and makes it kind of unstable power. And I like that concept. That's cool. Yeah. I won't be using them, but still, cool.
Glad to know.
And then... Yes. Lastly, the Geomag Stabilizers, Leg Armor, Perk, close enough. Love that. When Chaos Reach super energy is almost full, sprinting tops it off. Damaging enemies with Chaos Reach extends its duration. Chaos Reach, I believe, is the Kamehameha, like the beam from the Stormcaller. So it's like, you've got a little bit to go, and you're just like, okay, sprint for 2 seconds, done, got it. Then you pop it, dealing damage with it extends its duration. It does not say kills. That's crazy, because if you've got a line of enemies and a boss is included in that, you pop that, you're dealing separate damage triggers on multiple guys, and the boss isn't dying. He's just taking the damage, so you're constantly feeding your super. So that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But... So that's what we got so far in the realm of exotics. That might be all of them. There might be more. I'm sure there are going to be a more few that are hidden.
I feel like there's probably one or two that are going to be special quest required, and those are hidden. We don't know about those yet. But I wouldn't be expecting more than a couple more, and I'm thinking more heavy on weapons than armor.
I agree. I bet there's going to be one exotic, if it's in this list or not, I don't know, one exotic per class that you can get for beating the campaign. That's what they did with Warmind, and it would make a lot of sense to do it again here.
Right.
Although Ace of Spades might be that exotic. We don't know. But last thing I'll say on these is that these all sound exotic. These all sound like really good.
Yeah.
Like in Destiny 1, the big thing with exotics, and Brody and I talk about this all the time, is that when you equipped an exotic, it was a big deal. It changed the way you played, and it was like, I am defined by the exotic I wear. Mm-hmm. In Destiny 2, there haven't been that many of those, but all of these sound great.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. Really excited. That took a lot longer than I planned on it to take, but all good information.
Well, it's because we're excited. We're excited. That. We're going to take a short break because this is already a long podcast, so enjoy this small instrumental segue as we come back with some more exciting news. All right, everybody, and we are back. Thank you for that short break. We've been going pretty long, so I thought I'd give your earbuds a little taste of some silent, your quiet peace. You know what I mean? I don't know. Anyway, we're gonna continue with news. So, this has just been a crazy patch of weeks. Like, I feel like 3 weeks ago we didn't have anything to talk about, and now it's just been a plethora of things.
Yes.
But we'll run through some quick stories here. So, Nintendo did another Indies Direct this past week. They announced 22 indie games that are all coming to Switch. Some of them have been are pre-existing indies that are just coming to Switch, but some of them are new, some unannounced, and some have been announced but haven't been released but are now coming to Switch. One of those that I'm really excited about is Untitled Goose Game, which I hope they never change the title of. And it's a stealth game where you play as a goose. It was originally coming out in 2018. They have delayed it to 2019, but it's coming to Switch now. So I don't know if Switch was part of that delay or how that all worked, but I'm really excited that's coming. The other big one that I was really excited about was Hyperlight Drifter. That's what they opened the show with. That's now coming to Switch. So if you haven't played that, they said there's some sort of new weapon. There's some new challenges. It's kind of like a complete edition. So there should be some exciting things if you haven't gotten to play that before. Another quick story, Gwent, which is the game from The Witcher 3, the card game. I'm a big fan of. Really enjoyed that part of The Witcher 3 game. The game's been in beta for almost a year, maybe longer. Mm-hmm. It's been a long time.
It's been longer.
I think it has, because we haven't heard any, really, and I was just telling Steven this before we started recording, I haven't heard anything from this game for the longest time. Like, they announced it 2 or 3 E3s ago. Like, it was before we streamed E3s, I think. They announced it. Mm-hmm. So that's, that would be 3 years ago. And they have not, they announced it. They said it was coming. They talked about doing a story mode in it. But that was it. They haven't said anything else. So I've played a couple things in the beta. Steven, you and I tried to do a Let's Play of it or a live stream of it. But we just got bogged down. Like, the rules are not the same as what they were in Witcher 3.
Yeah.
So apparently CD Projekt Red had a statement, I never saw this, that said they were delaying the game, that they felt like, I remember reading this, that they felt like they had strayed too far from what the game was supposed to be. And so they're trying to refocus and bring it back to what the game was originally in Witcher 3, which is all good signs to me. But what they announced today was that, or not today, but this week, is that the single-player mode in there is now being called Thronebreaker, and it is a separate standalone series, and it's 30 hours long.
Wow.
Yeah. So the story mode we had already seen, it was not like the masterpiece that Witcher 3 was. It's very much more like almost a storybook style, but you're walking around, you're doing stuff. It was supposed to be more of a kind of goofy story where you're like, it's all card Gwent based, which I'm totally fine with. But it was just like, oh great, more Witcher content playing as Geralt, but more focused on the cards. So anyway, I'm really excited to see what that's going to be, because it's going to be a standalone thing. And from what I saw, it looks like 2019 is when they're going to come out. They didn't give a date or anything like that, or even a month. But speaking of things that have dates and are delayed a month, Battlefield 5 has been delayed. It was originally coming out in October 19th. It is now delayed till November 20th. So
that's
almost
bad.
To the day, a full month delay.
That is bad.
Why is that bad, Steven?
Because that's after Red Dead and Call of Duty. And that is less than a month after both of those games. And people, average, statistics show, in that kind of season, people will usually only buy one game of similar type, because they don't spend as much money on video games as we do. All three of those
Some might
games,
say we spend too much money.
We do. We do.
We really do. Remember, buy merch, teespring.com /stores/ChortleGames. Just kidding.
I like Chortles.
like
Get that
Chortles.
shirt. That's a nice shirt. But all three of those games are shooters.
Yeah.
You and I look at those games and we think, oh, those aren't the same game. They have all these differences. But a large portion of people buying games are going to be like, the people that aren't as into games.
They're gonna buy one of those.
They're gonna buy one, and they're gonna think, I'm getting one shooter game. All three of these games are shooters, and they have multiplayer.
Yeah.
Guess which one I'm not gonna choose? It's gonna be Battlefield.
I see what you're saying with Red Dead, but I do disagree a little bit. It is a little bit. It is. It's by far the black sheep in that crowd that you've just created. But you're right. Battlefield 5 and Call of Duty, in my mind, as someone who doesn't really care about those, are essentially the same game. I'm sure there are some differences and some stylistic choices and different modes and stuff, but yeah, you're right. People are going to buy one of those and move on.
There's you, which sees that. There's me, which sees them all as three very different games. But then there's a lower tier below that, which just sees games that have guns,
three big games
and
with
have
multiplayer and guns. Yeah.
Yes, and a large portion of that is the moms trying to buy their kid a game that they want, and so with Battlefield coming last, it's like Red Dead coming out last after all of those wouldn't hurt it at all, because it's But with Battlefield, it's like, sorry, I don't want you. I'm playing Call of Duty still.
Yeah.
Which also has a battle royale, which is also PvP centric. What are you doing, DICE? That was a bad idea, because it's like
they've come out and they've in tweets they've said basically they just want to make the game. What is always said around delays. We want to make the best game possible at launch. Yada yada yada. We need more time to do that. Totally respect that. As a developer, or not as a developer, but like understanding the side of a developer. Yes, take your time, make your game as best you can. Don't kill yourself trying to meet a deadline. But
on that end, it's like, if they don't see the game as being ready, what fixes are they going to make it a month that makes it ready?
That's kind of where I'm at. Like, I'm wondering what needs to be done that can be done in a month's time. I don't know. It could be that there are major things that they've been working on, and they're just like, man, if we just had a month, Joe could go home and see his wife and kids this weekend or whatever. So that's got to be somewhere along the lines of where it is. Like, there's stuff that they've been working on that they just aren't going to make in time, so let's push it a month. It's not like they discovered a problem yesterday and said, it's going to take me a month to fix that.
And there is a chance that they could be going for the risky strategy of depending on the recency effect. Yeah. Which is people play Call of Duty Battle Royale for a little while, and then this shiny new thing comes out in the form of Battlefield or Battle Royale.
Now, sorry, finish your thought.
And maybe they're hoping that being the shiniest, newest thing in that market will be enough to get them viral online through YouTube and social media and all that kind of stuff. Because that's how it worked for PUBG and Fortnite. They were small and they became big because people were playing it. They made the videos. People wanted to play because of those videos. And maybe DICE is hoping for that, but that is a risky, ballsy move. That's you can't control that. That's crowd mentality. You can't control that. You can try to manipulate it, but you can't control it. You can't base your sales off of it. But I don't know.
Yeah. What was I going to say? So my question is, how much closer to Black Friday is that? Does that put them?
Like a week.
A week after or before?
Before, I want to say. Well, I'm going to look it up.
Because it's the Friday after Thanksgiving, I think.
What day is Call of Duty or Battlefield coming out?
November 20th.
3 days after, or 3 days before Black Friday is when it's coming out.
Oh, man. I wouldn't be surprised if the developer said, hey, we need another month to comfortably get these changes made. And then the marketing team said, okay, what if we pushed it? They were like, hey, if we pushed it a month, we could meet Black Friday sales. And that's, to me, in my opinion, that's the only thing that may save them. Because you're right. People are going to see 3 games and they're going to buy 1. But if they're looking on Black Friday, they may buy 2. And then suddenly, But I agree with you.
What retailer is going to drop price on a new product like that?
I don't know.
Because GameStop might.
Right.
But places like Walmart, Best Buy, they probably won't.
Yeah.
And that makes it even more of a, oh, well, I could get Black Ops 4 for $40, or I could get Battlefield for $60. My friends are already playing Black Ops. Which one am I gonna get?
Yeah.
Like,
who knows? Who knows? That's the only thing that I can think of that they maybe were thinking.
Black Friday, I bet you
yeah.
money they knew they had to meet Black Friday sales, and so they had to just bite the bullet. But that was just
it's a bad bullet to bite.
Piss poor move. Sorry.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. So another fun thing. I was a good segue that I was trying to make was Witcher 3 standalone Thronebreaker 30 hours. You think, oh man, that's pretty impressive for that.
I was gonna make that segue too.
Spider-Man, which is the big PS4 exclusive coming out next week, Steven. This time next week we will be playing you, Steven. You, big guy. You will be playing as Spider-Man.
I'm gonna be
You'll be flipping around. You'll be flipping around New York.
Flipping
You'll be like,
everywhere.
get that donut out of your face hole. Get back to work. And you'll be like, whip, get that donut out of your face hole. Anyway, next week you'll be playing Spider-Man. Insomniac has released that it is a 20-hour story.
Takes 20 hours to beat.
To beat the story and story. So there's lots of side stuff, lots of other things you can be doing. A big city, New York, but 20 hours for story. That to me seems like a low number. I'm not upset about it because I tend to prefer shorter things because that means I can play Spider-Man, I can beat it, and I can consciously move on to something else. But just shocking knowing that it's like the big exclusive. But I guess God of War was only maybe 30 or 40 hours. Did you just look up how long is that?
I did. How long do you think God of War takes to beat average?
40 hours.
22.5 for campaign.
Really? Well, because see, Brody caught up to me within days, and I had been playing for weeks, but I was really heavy into side quests and other things like that.
And that's the thing. Like people wouldn't consider themselves gypped on buying God of War and the amount that they got from it.
Right.
God of War was mostly linear. Mm-hmm. There were side things to do, yes, but it was you're going in one direction the whole game. Spider-Man is an open world story experience with side stuff to do. Yeah. With a campaign, like just a main storyline that is almost as long as God of War. Right. I don't think we're getting gypped at all.
No, I don't either. It's a shocking number to hear, but I'm not upset about it because that's 20 hours. That's going to be I don't need a story that's longer than that, No. That's going to be plenty of time to dive in, tell the story they want to tell. But another thing, they also announced DLC that is going to be coming. Yeah. And there's a what about you guys? Season pass you can get. The first DLC is going to be Spider-Man: The City That Never Sleeps. The DLC will all the DLC will consist of 3 installments. The first chapter is going to be. Sorry, this was really weird how I read this, but anyway, the first chapter is going to be the heist, and will release on October 20th. So not that long after, just under a month. The heist is going to focus on Felicity Hardy, also known as Black Cat. I'm a huge Black Cat fan, so this is exciting news for me. I'm assuming we'll get to play as Black Cat, which is really exciting. I don't know this. I'm assuming. Right. It's going to feature new missions and challenges for players, along with a new faction of enemies and 3 additional Spider-Man suits, which I love spider suits, so I'm all for that as well. The second and third installments are going to be Spider-Man Turf Wars, which will release in November. And then the Silver Lining, which is going to come out in December. So basically, we're going to have the game in September. There will be a new story content in October, November, and December. So basically, we'll be playing the game the rest of the year if you want to buy the DLC. I think individually they're going to be $10 each. Supposedly, you can get the City That Never Sleeps DLC bundle for $25. So that saves you like $5 on all of them. But you can also, if you haven't already bought the game, you can buy the deluxe edition for $79.99, which will have all of those later. So I'm probably going to get this because especially if once I start playing the game and I really do like the web swinging and how everything works and it works like I want it to, I'm definitely going to want to jump in and do more. But it all depends. So
yeah,
it's exciting.
Yeah, I'm ready to play it, ready to whip on in and be Spider-Man. I really am.
I can't wait to see you next Friday streaming. How do you so typically we do two streams on Friday. Are you just going to do like a really, really long stream of Spider-Man on Friday?
I might do that. If
I
I'm
think
the
that
only
would
one
be
streaming,
awesome.
especially.
You're the only one. I'm not going to be there. I'm going to be out of town. I'm going to be Houston shooting some stuff. So I say Spider-Man it up all night long, baby.
We might do that. I might get my. I don't have Spider-Man PJs. I have Deadpool PJs because
please,
my mom.
Steven, oh my God, go buy Spider-Man PJs and stream with Facecam all night long. That's what I want.
I might make that happen. I will check Amazon to see how expensive they are.
Yes, please do. Okay. Please do.
Okay.
Okay, moving on. Last story, and I wish we had more time to talk about it, but I honestly, I'm in such a fever dream about it that I don't know how much I'll be able to remember. But Cyberpunk 2077 finally had some new game, or they not even gameplay, just gameplay. They showed us gameplay.
48 minutes of uncut gameplay.
Holy God, it was amazing. Yeah. Basically, this is what people saw at Gamescom, not developers, but media people saw at Gamescom.
Yeah.
Which is an updated version of what they showed at E3. So, the game looks amazing.
It really does.
The only complaint I have is that it's all first person, but after seeing the gameplay, I understand why they want it to be that way.
Yep.
One of the core things is like there are so many modifications that you do to your eyes that affect your HUD, that affect like the one they showed in the gameplay demo is you can zoom. You can't do that in first person. Like that effect doesn't happen.
And it really does amplify the experience of a game world to be in first person.
Yeah.
The level of immersion, you just can't get that with third person.
Yeah. I mean, the only other thing that they could do to make it more immersive would be make it VR, and that's crazy to ask, but yeah.
Which would still be first person.
I mean, yeah, that's what. Well, you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
So anyway, they showed off the character creator. You can be male or female. Really interesting. It does very much to the game. Cyberpunk is a tabletop game right now. It's like Cyberpunk something 2021 or something like that. I don't know. But it is a role-playing tabletop game you can do right now. I love how much they're playing into an RPG tabletop style game.
It feels like a tabletop.
Yeah, because in the character creator, it's a lot of like pick your backstory.
It was a straight up character sheet.
Yeah, I mean, literally a character sheet. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah. It was literally a character sheet. It's going to affect how your story happens, how your world view is. Personally, I don't know this. This is pure speculation and theory on Jake's part. I'm wondering, you see your partner, Jackie, and a lot of people, honestly, the biggest complaint I've heard about is him and his voice acting lines.
Yeah.
I wonder if your backstory changes who your partner will be. I have nothing to base this off of other than you have to plan your backstory, and I find it very hard to believe that these 3 choices of backstory that you have to fill out that we see, there may be more, puts you in the same spot with the same people. You know?
I bet there will be other companions to choose from anyway.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
I would be willing to bet that maybe there is some kind of way where like one of your options is your first companion in your backstory.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
I think it would anyway. But anyway, so they did the character creation. They made a female. I thought it was a great choice to show a female because we've seen some of the male characters already. It was just going to be a different look. There's all sorts of stuff you can do to your style and your clothes, and you've got points like that you can put into style and street cred is a big deal in the game. There's strength, constitution, intelligence, reflexes, tech, coolness. But anyway, they showed some initial gameplay. You go rescue a client which that I know they had to get us into the game, but I still don't really understand what we were doing there. Like, obviously we saved a girl's life, but once it was over, I don't really know what we got paid, but I don't know who we were working for or anything like that. So that was the most confusing part. But it showed off. You take like these kind of like inhalers that like enhance your abilities. The main one we saw was almost like a blinking ability, like Ciri has in The Witcher 3, where you're just moving in slow. You're moving fast, but it's slow motion. You know.
Right.
I loved that. It was really great because you'd like shoot at something and you could see all your bullets appear, and then as
the
you
bullets
away,
move at the time that is slowed, so you can shoot, and then the bullets would go. Like
yeah. I hope that one of my biggest hopes is that there will be swords involved at some point, because with that move, suddenly I'm a sword wielder who is powerful against.
Yeah, you can sidestep bullets.
Yeah,
like, that's really cool.
I could just dodge bullets, slash somebody. Jackie has a sword on his back, and he used it in one cutscene like moment, but I don't know that.
And we saw the mantis blades. There will be melee.
And see, if the mantis blades are the closest I ever get to swords, I'll accept that. But I hope there's swords that I can get earlier, because the mantis blades are going to be a long time coming. While we're on the topic of that, there are body modifications that you can get. You can go to, they called them like witch doctors or something like that. It was like rep doctors or something.
I know what you're talking about. I don't remember what it was. It was like Rip Doc or something like that.
Rip Doc, yeah, that's what it was. Anyway, basically a doctor who can modify you. And it sounded like they were in kind of a slummy area, kind of a black market style place. They made it sound like there were going to be areas of the game that were going to be more, well upkept and like higher quality and clean.
Yeah, so I think the mods that you see them get were legal,
right?
But there are illegal military grade mods that you can get.
Yes, and I bet the blades, the mantis blades, are one of those. But
God, I sure hope those were legal.
That can't be legal.
That cannot be legal.
So yeah, but we saw him put in her like a new eye that allowed you to zoom in and do scans and stuff. One of the weirder mods was she got a hand mod that basically revealed a plate on her palm, and anytime she used a gun, the gun was more powerful. But like, I don't really understand how that works from a technological standpoint. I get it as like an ability, but
I think it interfaced from her eye through the hand to the gun, so it was like a tactical interface, so you could see your gun like capacity and everything, and it mentioned that by proxy increased the gun damage because you were using the gun more efficiently, I think is what that was going for.
Maybe that's what it was. But anyway, and then we saw an example of a one night stand that V has in the meantime between this mission and the next one, which was interesting. It showed a lot of just life, like she's buying sodas and stuff, and it seems like these sodas are going to do stuff. They talked a lot about it being like Breath of the Wild. They don't want to have loaded screens. They want everything to happen at once.
Right.
So anyway, we eventually go on another mission. They show off. They talk about clothes are going to have different effects. They could raise your street cred. They could raise your armor. Things like that. The city is beautiful. There's that one scene where they're walking in the big group. There's lots of people, and then it does the Cyberpunk thing up on the thing.
Yep.
I love that. That's a moment, in the game that you're just gonna be like, I'm here.
Yep.
This is it. But anyway, it was really interesting. There's a lot of characters that you're interacting with. I forget the gangster's guy, Dex. Is that what his name was?
Yeah.
Anyway, and then you go after this. Oh man, this was so cool too. You go after this piece of military tech that was stolen, and I was a little confused and maybe I just wasn't paying attention because I was so just blown away. But Dex, who seems like this gangster, hires you to help this military lady. She's with like I forget what she called it, like the corporation or something.
Yeah.
And at the end of the mission, she's like, just remember, the corporation always wins, or something like that. But anyway, he hires you to go on this, and basically he gives you the military lady's contact, which you can pursue that path, or you could just go. They talked about how you could raise the funds yourself, go buy the gear back. You could take the gear by force. You could go meet with this lady and see where that takes you, or do whatever. So they decided to take the diplomatic path. They meet with the lady. That almost didn't go well, which they explained you could have fought your way out of that situation, but they were diplomatic about it. She gives you the credits to go buy this military tech. You go... and you, basically, it seemed like the lady said she didn't really care about the tech. She just wanted to punish the people who stole it,
Right.
which was a weird, because you end up keeping the tech, but we never really saw you use it. So I'm hoping we still get to use it, but I'll get there in a minute.
Yeah.
So anyway, you go to this place. It talks about how there were so many people there, and they were a lot higher level than you. So it was like, great, good plan that you didn't try to take this by force, or if you were going to take this by force, this is what you would have had to fight.
Right.
Anyway, they get there, they use the credits. The credit had a hack on their machines, so basically then you're under attack. You grab the bot, you put the chip in your neck so that you can control the bot. So they had this little spider drone that you could insert a chip, and the guy demonstrated that you could control the spider. We never saw this in gameplay, but holy moly.
That is all I'm going to do. I'm just going to have an army of robots.
Oh my gosh. Like, what I'm imagining is like in Watch Dogs, where you sent your little roller drone in, and you could go in and do things. Like, imagine sending the spider drone in to either do some reconnaissance or to sneak in and grab something and come back out or whatever. I'm sure if that's going to be a mechanic, I'm sure drones are going to come in later. I don't know. And I'm also curious if I have that equipped, is that just going to be in my pocket somewhere, or is that spider always active following me? Could it fight on its own with me? Like, is it a dog now?
That's my thing, is like, I want to be able to have multiple robot friends that passively fight for me, because all of my problems I'm going to solve with my coolness and with my technology. I'm not going to get in any gunfights. I'm just going to be like, oh, okay, beep, boop, beep. Here comes birds with miniguns. Like, that's what I want to do, is I want to be able to just hack things, talk my way out of situations, and if things go south, have
an army of robots come.
Gadgets and just stuff that come and fight for me. I think that would be awesome.
I love that. Yeah, and I liked how they took it diplomatic. I liked that they showed that off, because in The Witcher, that's how I tried to do things. I tried to make things peaceful. And The Witcher is a very politically charged game. It's very much like Game of Thrones. So you're balancing a lot of political intrigue and whatnot. But I always tried to stay neutral and just help the common good as I played that. So I'm glad to see that there's going to kind of be that option here as well. So yeah, like you, I'm going to want to stay cool. I want to have a sword, and I want to be cool, calm, and if shit gets real, I'm going to chop everybody's heads off. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I want to do. But anyway, once that whole thing got kicked off, they unlocked a lot of later powers. They showed tracking bullets. They showed bullets that rebound off walls. They showed bullets that would just shoot through walls. Like, they showed a lot of destruction, but like, it was basically just, the weapons just got ridiculous. I mean, there's literally one that tracks, like the bullets just track. They showed the mantis blades, which were great, very stealthy, because she crawled up walls with the mantis blades. I mean, I just, there's so much. The last probably 5 minutes of that demo, there's so much from a gameplay standpoint to take out.
And they never shied away from saying, this could all change.
Yeah, they were very adamant. In fact, they've released letters in interviews afterwards where people were like, why did you decide to release this? They say it over and over and over all throughout that gameplay. In fact, it's a bug on the bottom of the screen the whole time that this is not final gameplay. This is a representation of our idea. And it's like, this is what we're going for, but none of this is final. So, which I don't take that, I don't fear that very much, because what I take that more as is, this is going to look better, this is going to feel better, and this is going to just be better.
It works
in
both
general.
ways.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some things will work better than they perceive, and some things will work worse. And
Yeah.
that's just a part of making a video game.
Absolutely. I'm ready for a release date for this game. I hope it's 2019. They have also said that the game is playable from beginning to end for internal teams, just obviously with lots of bugs and unfinished pieces. I hope we get a release date soon, and I don't expect it to be in 2018 by any stretch of the imagination. I just hope, Q3 of 2019 would be awesome.
That's my prediction, is that
that's best case, I think.
Later half of 2019, best case scenario.
I hope we hear about it soon, though. Maybe a great place to announce it would be the Game Awards coming out later this year. That would be the next big event that I would think that would maybe be justified to make that announcement. But
yeah, I agree.
There's also PAX, but I doubt they're going to just do, unless they just wanted to have a big presence at Gamescom and PAX. A release date is the next thing they could drop. That would be huge, So anyway, that's the news for the week. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this episode of Chortle Cast. We do hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, there's a couple things you can do to help us out. Number one, if you're watching on YouTube, you're already at chortlegames.com, and you can like this video, you can share this video, and you can leave us a comment. Let us know what you thought about all the topics. We covered a lot of things: PS Plus, games for September, a lot of talk about Destiny 2, Gwent, Battlefield 5, Spiderman, and of course Cyberpunk, which I'm really, really excited about. You can comment on this video and let us know about all those things, what you think. And then also, if you're an audio listener, you can leave us a nice little review on iTunes. We'd really appreciate that. That helps the channel get some attention. And then also, you can email us at chortlecast@gmail.com to participate and be part of the show. If you send us any news topics you'd like to hear us talk about, or questions that you have for us, we'll read those on here and talk about those and discuss and whatnot. So do that. You can also do that through our Discord channel. Again, you can find that link in the description of this video or on our banner in the channel on YouTube. So, and then last but not least, you can follow us on our social media. Again, Discord, Facebook at Chortle Games, and on Twitter at Chortle Games. So, again, thank you guys for watching. A little bit long, but a lot of good topics. A lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff. But we have plenty of more good stuff coming to you the rest of this week and next week. If you're unfamiliar with our channel, we have content 6 days a week. The podcast comes out every Friday at 12 o'clock Central Time. But on Fridays, we also do 2 live streams. And so this Friday, I'm going to be continuing my live stream of Breath of the Wild Masterwork. I think last time we left off, I was trying to get to the Divine Beast Ruta. I'm going to continue that quest line this week. I don't know that we'll get to the beast. Maybe we will. Zelda is a slow-moving game. It's just, you got to walk everywhere. It's a lot of process. And Masterwork is even harder, or Master Mode is even harder because it's harder. Steven is going to be live streaming Far Cry 5 Dead Living Zombies. Is that the right name of the DLC?
I think that's what it's called.
Okay.
I think it's out.
I'm pretty sure
it's out.
I'm pretty sure it came out this week. So
that's what I thought. I'll be playing that if it's out.
If it's not, it might be a surprise. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Mine will be earlier this Friday. So if you're watching the podcast, I'm planning to go live about 5 o'clock Central Time at the latest. And then Steven will probably be closer to 7 or 8 Central Time. So again, the easiest way to keep up with our live streams is to follow us on Twitter or Facebook, because we almost always post a link once we go live. On Saturday, we'll also do 2 live streams. The first live stream is going to be a surprise. It's going to be Steven doing a solo game. He doesn't know what that is yet. But the second stream is going to be a split stream Saturday with our friends, Friendly Fire Games. We're going to be playing Killing Floor 2. Yeah.
Yes.
Which we haven't played in a while, but that'll be a lot of fun. And then, of course, we have content all week long. On Monday, we're going to have a Let's Play. It's going to be me playing Bad North, which is a game. It's a Switch game. It's an indie. I believe it's going to be coming to other platforms later, but it came to Switch first. It's as they've described it, it's a roguelike game real-time tactical game where you're Vikings defending a small island against other Vikings, or maybe you're just soldiers defending a small island against Vikings. Anyway, it's got a cool art style. I'm going to be playing a Let's Play of that. On Tuesday, Forsaken is finally here, so we're going to be having a huge live stream Tuesday. Brody is going to be there. I'm going to be there. Steven's going to be there. We will be playing through the first part of the story. Depending on how short it is, which we don't think it's going to be short, we may end up playing through the whole thing. We're going to try to make that stream go a little bit longer than it normally would, but a lot of that depends on schedules and how long we can have everybody. But it'll be exciting because we'll have Brody, we'll have a full Vanguard squad, fire team.
Every Titan, every
Warlock,
every
hunter, baby. We're going to be going. That'll be Tuesday. And then Wednesday, we're going to have another serial cleaner episode with me and Steven. The madness continues, so be sure to tune in for that. And then Thursday, Steven will continue his Phantom Doctrine series. That is our XCOM-like series, where if you want to be a part, you can go over there, give a name, a code name, and the best thing is to tune into the stream and let Steven build a character for you. We
have a lot of characters. Last week we had a lot of people create characters. I don't know how last night went because as of recording this, we haven't done it yet. Right. Hopefully the game doesn't spontaneously stop working.
You never know. You never know with these games. Know. It's a lot of fun. But that's Thursday, and then next Friday we'll have another podcast for you. And then I can tell you right now we're going to be streaming Spider-Man next week. So be sure to tune in for that.
I'm on Amazon right now. I found a men's Spider-Man hoodie onesie.
Oh my God, please.
It is $50. So if you guys want to buy me a hooded onesie for that stream, just for the bit, I probably won't be wearing it.
Wow.
Sorry.
All right, fine, maybe not. Can you get a Spider-Man mask? I bet you Ben has a Spider-Man mask you can borrow.
I could probably get a Spider-Man mask.
Pull that off as a second.
I'll do what I can.
So next Friday we may only do the one Spider-Man stream, but we will have 2 live streams that Saturday as well. So be sure to tune in and hang out for that. So, anywho, thank you guys for watching. It's been a great show. Steven, thank you. See you guys next time.